What's going on, VJ and crew from High Country Septic? You may hear from Mr. and Mrs. Leeds. I believe that whether there's a receptionist or one of the workers there, specifically at High Country, talked to Tommy, which is one of my guys, specifically around shooting of this video. I just want to obviously give you an opportunity to just give my total intentions around this video. One is not to overcomplicate. It's not to make things sound more complicated or more specific or more scientific than it actually is. Rather, to do the opposite and give you the complete input-output feedback loop equation to give you the ability to simply increase the likelihood that you actually get more jobs every single month. Pretty simple. Well, I know you guys are already ranking on the Google Business Profile. This is more relevant to your website and being found for the specific services that you do. Other than septic, also excavation, some of the drain line stuff that I work with other companies with as well too. Things that we can do to help that I know absolutely will be able to increase the likelihood that you make more money. And I know this video will be of value either way. So if you like it, obviously give me an opportunity to give me some feedback. If you don't like it, also give me some feedback. But most importantly, we're also in Colorado Springs. So if you guys have anything that you want to talk about us when it comes to anything when it comes to revenue generating activities, let us know. We can absolutely can help. But let's just jump right in, all right? So first things first, the website looks, aesthetically, it's pretty clear, right? Only thing is, obviously, there's a couple of photos right here that's like industrial stuff. Like this kind of looks like more of an industrial type building, but obviously you have some photos that are more local to you and specific. I can also see the background is definitely Colorado Springs, kind of like how Colorado Springs looks specifically. The big thing here is like when I look at on your website, this specific here, and also I wouldn't change this as much because this also affects load speed when it's like swiping photos over and over and over again. But this thing says trusted excavation and draining services. Very, very general. It's also not very specific, and that's probably your biggest problem when it comes to your website, right? I feel like one thing we could definitely do better here is just emphasize what exactly do, where exactly do it at, and I'll rather make it around a specific keyword rather than making it general. So if your main service is septic, it'll be Septic Colorado Springs, right? Or septic company Colorado Springs, or whatever the keyword that has the most volume is. If it's excavation is your main service, it'll be excavation Colorado Springs. If it's drain cleaning, it'll be drain cleaning Colorado Springs. The reason why you do this is because if we look at this is a tool called ARES, by the way. This tool allows them pretty much look into data from Google. It has pretty much rights to Google, has the ability to be able to look at Google and tell you exactly when people are searching up, et cetera, et cetera. We look at this tool, and we search up a keyword like drain cleaning, Colorado Springs. This is an example. We see that 150 people are searching that up a month. 150 people are searching that up a month. So if we have that as our H1 right here, right, we're more likely to be found for it because what Google's coming to our page and looking for is what exactly do you do? Drain cleaning. Where exactly do you do it at? Colorado Springs. So we mention that more times. If I look at this right here, you don't have it mentioned any time on your content. Even if I go for the big, this is your biggest competitor when it comes to septic. Even when I go for the septic keywords like septic pumping Colorado Springs as an example, right? Let's see how many times that's on your website. Nada. Not one time is that exact match in your content, right? So obviously this content is good, but basically when it comes down to it being specifically dense around the specific service and what you do and where you do it at, even septic as an example, let's see how many times you have that. You have septic eight times. Your biggest competitor has it 29 times. You're just getting completely blown out of the water when it comes to content, right? Like they're just literally blowing you out of the water, right? Literally, like I said, the exact same thing I said they're doing. Colorado Springs septic pumping. Now here's the thing. You may not only do septic pumping, and that's okay. But basically what will happen is, what the best thing to do is, whatever your main service is, obviously I'm assuming it'll be septic just simply because, or hydro, because that's in the name. So I'm assuming because that's obviously in the business name, it would be septic specifically. You'll make that as your H1. On every one of your back pages, your service area pages, you have specific H1s to specific services that have the highest volume. So sewer and drains, drain cleaning as an example. Drain cleaning is tricky, right? Because most drain cleaning you're doing is just because you want a low barrier of entry. If you have a low barrier of entry, once you get in the drain, you can put a camera in there. Usually you can find a crack. You can upsell $15,000, $20,000. I understand a little bit of how that works, not to a deep extent. But if you do drain cleaning, obviously that'll be a good service. That would be a good keyword. But if you don't drain, it'll be drain repair or whatever, sewer repair, whatever those keywords relative to your services are, that will be what your H1 is, rather than it being something that's not very thought of. Like even excavation is the same thing. Okay, so like the content needs to be more specific around the exact service you do. All right, excavation you have it 44 times. All right, that's really good. All right, look, right now if you look at your page, and this is evidence of that, you're not being found for any keyword other than High Country Plumbing, which is your business name. All right, so it's obviously not the best when it comes to being able to be found. simply because you're not being found for the keywords that people are searching up that are buyer intent. These are people that already know you, but you're not attracting that new market. Other than Google Business Profile, Google Business Profile is 100% attracting new market. Okay, so like I said, when you look at your biggest competitor, they have keywords like septic tank cleaning, septic pumping, septic tank pumping, septic tanks Colorado Springs, septic tank emptying, septic tank, like all these things around septic tank they're being found for, right? So like the question is, how do we get to the same caliber and level of specificity to where we have the ability to be found for these keywords? Basically, we have to reroute all the content on your page because the content is a problem. Okay. Next thing is gonna be backlinks. Okay. And the best way to explain backlinks, man, is just like think about it from a high school perspective. There's a high schooler. You're in high school. You are a jock. Let's say you're a jock specifically. Your name is Steve, and then there's a guy named Corey that's a skateboarder. He's not that popular, but you and Corey have been knowing each other since kids, and simply because you guys are friends, he has authority in the school because you have authority in school. It's basically a popularity contest is what Google is. They're looking at who exactly do you know that I already trust, all right? That can give you basically a backing that like, hey, Google, you should trust this person. It's the best way I can explain it, okay? I can give you more context, but that's the best way I can explain it. We're going to your backlink profile currently right now. You do have some good backlinks, but some of them aren't relevant to the service and what you do, right? Like this says 10 best jobs that don't require a college degree. You're not a recruiting company. This one says 10 jobs that offer great pay and purpose in 2025. Not a recruiting company. 10 careers that will always be in demand. Not a recruiting company. Now when we see best 14 drain contractors in Colorado Springs, perfect because it's relative to the service. 10 jobs that require fix and pro, perfect because it's relative to your service, right? It's like home service business. Top 30 draining sewer cleaning in Colorado Springs, perfect relative to the service in the area that you work in. Right, so it can be a piece of a backlink linking back to your website. It can be a service, or it can be something that's irrelevant to exactly what you do. It has to be at least in alignment of the thing that you do. At least in alignment with the thing that you do. Okay, so basically, that's backlinks for the most part. Obviously, you have a couple of spam here, but everybody does. Seems like you have a decent backlink profile. The biggest thing is just not being found for the correct keywords. And that's obviously comes down to the content on your website and the structure in which is actually put on your website. Okay, if you look at your biggest competitor, like I mentioned, they also don't have many backlinks. This is literally why I'm saying that it's the structure of your website. They have 21 compared to your 117. Now they may have a couple more powerful ones than you that we can go grab, but it's nothing insane, nothing crazy. Okay, cool. And the last thing is gonna be citations, but for the most part, brother, you're already ranking. Brother or sister, sorry, I don't know who's going to be on the other side of the screen. You're already ranking for the most part for septic systems. Excuse me, septic system, Colorado Springs, or like septic pumping, I think. Like you're popping up number 3 for the most part. There's things we could, okay, not popping up here. There's things we could do to make this more consistent. What it comes down to is name, address, and phone number. Basically what Google's looking for is like how many times, on Bing, sorry, if your address is XYZ, on Yahoo, it's your address XYZ. On, you know, let me look at this real quick. So I want to make sure you have an address. Yeah, you do have an address. Cool. But yeah, on Yelp, if your address is X, Y, and Z. On eLocal, your address should be X, Y, and Z. Like it needs basically what Google's looking for when it comes to Google Business Profile is alignment within all directories, right? So, but whenever there's misalignment because you change your address, you change your phone number, or you change a location, that's usually when you have that misalignment within your directories, or you just don't have enough citations. So we do both. We're going to find the citation that you don't have, and also we get the ones that obviously have misalignment within all the directories in which you have. So that's pretty much the gist of the video, my man. If you have any questions, or my man or my woman, if you have any questions, just let me know about the specific video. I hope it gave you the most amount of help as possible around like what you could do to be able to increase the likelihood that you book more jobs, you get more jobs in general. Like I said, Tommy is the one who called you in the beginning. I work with Tommy directly. We're also in Colorado Springs up here near Monument, basically like on Roller Coaster Road. So if you have any questions, you obviously want to reach out. Literally, you could drive up and say what's up to us at any time, any moment. So I see you guys soon, and thanks for giving us the opportunity. Peace out.